Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel Gabbabetic. So let's talk about for like 1 second why you would even want reminders. They're actually really useful. In particularly, I find the one for the set change, because when you're on the type of infusion set that I have and the reservoir, you have to remember to change your pump every 3 days. And that 3 days comes around quick enough, so it can actually be pretty hard to remember if the pump isn't telling you. So the reminders are definitely a key. Let's go ahead and have a look at the pump, and I'll show you the different types of reminders you can set, and then I'll show you how to do that. So here we have our Medtronic 780g insulin pump. It is still attached to me, so that's why this tubing might be a bit in the way. In order to look at our reminders, we want to go into settings, and then it's in alert settings. There's a few different alert settings, but you want to go down and have a look at reminders. So these are the different type of reminders that you can have. Low reservoir, so that's going to give you an alert when you hit a certain level and remind you that you need to fill up your reservoir. Set change is the one I love, so it's going to give you a reminder at whatever day you pick. We'll have a look in a second and remind you to change your infusion set and reservoir. And I have to have a look at these three here and see what these mean. And then we have a personal reminder, which there is a bit in the book about, so we'll have a look at that. So let's have a look at what the book says for these extra ones. Bolus blood sugar check, reminder to notify when the blood sugar needs to be checked after a bolus delivery. After bolus is started, the blood sugar check screen appears and the timer must be set for the reminder. Timer counts down. So you basically turn it on and you say, remind me in X amount of minutes, between 30 minutes and 5 hours. So I guess it's just saying, oh, check your blood sugar after a bolus. I'm not exactly sure why you would want that, but it's there. Missed meal bolus reminders can be set around typical meal times. So basically you go in, you add a new start time and end time, and you press save, and you can turn it off. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure why you would want that either. Maybe if anyone's used that, they can let me know in the comments, because I don't really know. So let me know. And finally, calibration reminder. When using a sensor, calibration reminder indicates when calibration is needed. For example, you can set it to 4 hours. Calibration expires message appears 4 hours before the blood glucose reader. I feel like these are old things, because why would you, look, it says you don't need to do this when using the Guardian 4. So I believe this calibration reminder is probably more applicable for anyone using the Guardian 3, because I believe you had to calibrate that a lot more, and the Guardian 4 doesn't need it, so a reminder will not appear. So you probably will never use that calibration reminder. So let's have a look in each of them. Low reservoir, mine is set to 20 units. So when my pump reservoir goes to 20 units, it gives me a reminder to change it. Set change, mine is on and it's 3 days. I'll show you how to change this in a minute if you want to make it longer or shorter. Calibration, I don't have this set up. I believe it's just to calibrate the sensor. Let me know if anyone's used these three, because there's not a lot in the book about it, but maybe people are using them. I don't have the bolus one on because I don't need to check my blood sugar, and I'm not going to miss a meal, so I'm not going to add that. And then we'll talk about personal ones at the end. So they're the type of reminders you can have. Honestly, the one that you're probably going to use the most is probably the low reservoir and the set change reminder. Ideally, they would set up these in your training. So low reservoir, we'll have a look. Type 20 units. Now you can go into that and change like whatever you want. So maybe 20 units is fine. Maybe you're fine with that for another few hours. You can lessen that or make it more, and you can save it. And then the other type is the set change. So let's have a look at the set change and see how we can edit that. So we go into the set change reminder on, and what's actually interesting is that it can only be 2 to 3 days. So I want to keep mine on 3, so I'm going to leave it at that. If you wanted to change it to 2, you just edit it and save it. I find this very interesting because people are on the extended infusion sets. So what if you were doing the 7-day infusion set? This means you can't actually edit it. You can only pick 2 or 3. I guess they've built this thinking that people are using the 3-day infusion set. So basically that's how you go in and change it. It's very easy, all of these, to be honest. So you just go in, click on it, edit it, save it. Like I'm going to leave mine. So low reservoir 20, set change 3 days. And yeah, if they're off on your pump, you just literally press the reminder button and turn them on. So this is the user guide. Like I showed you, we had a look at the bolus and the missed meal and the calibration earlier. Let's have a look at personal reminders. So up to 6 personal reminders can be set, with specific reminders for blood glucose meter readings and medication. So basically these personal reminders just go off at the specified time of day. And I guess they're telling you at that time to either take a blood sugar reading, or I guess you can use it for whatever you want, like a little alarm on the pump. So we're going to go ahead and have a look, because I find this very interesting. So it says we go into the pump, we go to settings, alert settings, reminders, personal, which is all the way down the bottom, add new. So let's see what it gives us. Oh, okay, it gives us a random reminder, a blood sugar check, or to take medication. This is very interesting. I didn't know the pump could remind you to do these things. So let's, for example, say I went into blood sugar check. I pick the time and I save it, and it's going to remind me to take my blood sugar at that time. I take my medication at that time, and then I think you can just call that one whatever you want. So has anyone used these? Please let me know in the comments. Very interesting. I actually didn't know, to be honest, before filming this video, that there was that many reminders. Like I said, I only used the low reservoir and the set change. So very interesting. I have to think if I could use the personal one for anything. That could be handy for anyone like who has to take medication at a certain time or wants to check their blood sugar at a certain time, maybe before exercise. That is my Medtronic 780g how to set reminders video. I actually surprised myself because I didn't even know half those reminders existed because I was only using low reservoir and set change. And the personal one looks pretty good. So yeah, let me know if anyone's using that in the comments. I hope you found this video interesting. Let me know as well in the comments any other Medtronic videos you want to see. I have a few planned, so you'll probably see a lot of those videos in the next few months. And as always, please like the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And I really appreciate the comments where people say these videos help, because they inspire me to make more. So I'm really appreciative of that. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.